Hello, Akaku. Welcome back. My name is Armando. This video talking about the scary moments when I forgot to do my homework as I was growing up in Hawaii. And this was in seventh grade, St. Patrick's. And when I went to class on a certain morning, my friend, buddy next to me, I'll give you his first name. His first name is Bernard, but I'll give you his last name. He told me, "Hey, we're supposed to go in front of the class and give a presentation. It's due today, and in fact, in the next half hour or so, we'll be going up in front of the class and giving a presentation. We're supposed to write some kind of report, like, well, we're supposed to read something, read a book, and then give a report, go in front of the class and give a report on it." And I totally forgot to do that. I'll be honest with you. That morning, the night before, I didn't do anything. Totally forgot about it. My fault. But when it came my turn and and the teacher called on me to go in front of the class, so this is seventh grade now, to give my report in the book that I read. There was no book that I read actually. I just winged it, and I went in front of the class, and I gave a report on, and I just made it up, Treasure Island. Okay, and the guy, my friend Bernard, he was in the back of the class. He just cracked up laughing, he bust out laughing the whole time, during the whole time. The teacher's looking at him, everybody's looking at him because he's just laughing. He knows him. It's all BS. What I'm saying is, I'm just winging it. Anyway, I told about Treasure Island, the story of Treasure Island, and by Jules White. Now, Jules White, this is the funny part. Jules White was the American film director and producer that was best known for the short subject comedy starring the Three Stooges. And that's why, to me, I remember the name Jules White. So I said, by Jules White, Treasure Island by Jules White. And so I sounded really, it sounded pretty good. And then I just proceeded saying, "Well, Treasure Island, these guys, they were stuck on this island. They were shipwrecked. And they went on the island and they were looking, they had no idea, their ship was damaged beyond repair, and they couldn't, they were just like the Gilligan's Island, they couldn't get off the island. So it's kind of like this Treasure Island, and they, went, tried to survive, so they went, ate fruit and whatever they could find to survive. As far as food is concerned, and and they made friends with the natives and all that on that island. But anyway, as I was going along telling, I was just discussing with Bush. I just making it up as I go along, and it's real funny because when I got to the end, I'm telling the whole story about how these guys are trying to survive on Treasure Island. And that's why they went to the island, because they were looking for some treasure. Okay, so that was the whole purpose of why they went to the island, to look for treasure. But then it ended up, they had to survive and live. But anyway, as I was going along, I told the whole story, and the only thing I didn't tell any ending, to that. All the girls, I remember all the girls in the class, they all kind of looking at me like, "What happened? What happened to those guys? They survived? Did they live?" The ending part, I didn't really have a good ending. Except I was just kind of like, focus on how they survived and what they had to do, as far as surviving and building a hut made out of grass or whatever, grass hut, and you know, tree house and all kinds of stuff like that. It's going into the whole detail. But I didn't really have an ending for that whole story. And the girls are just looking at me like, "What happened? What happened?" And my friend's in the back of the class, and he's on the floor. He's just cracking up. He couldn't, you know. Anyway, anyway, we didn't have to turn in the paper that day. We just had to give the report in front of the class. So that everything that I talked about, I had to write it down on paper, which I did when that very night. Guess what, folks? I got a B plus for it. So, but oh man, what a scary moment that I had. There was another scary moment, but it was not me. It was my nephew. And my nephew had a book report to make. Okay, and it was due the next day. And he told me, "Oh, I'm supposed to turn this in. I haven't done anything, blah blah blah." Oh my God! I said, let me help you out with this. So I took my nephew we went to the library, and I'm the uncle, yeah. And so anyway, we've kind of like focus on the history of aviation in the United States. So we're looking at Frank Lloyd Wright and just getting books on that and kind of like trying to get information, piecemealing it all together, and to finally make a book report for him. And it turned out pretty good, actually. And I never forget that. But I saved his bullet by doing that, and guess what, folks? I got a B minus from that. So those are some real scary moments. I can't believe it. So make sure your son or daughter is always prepared for class or doing their homework, because there are times when I don't know, I survived, put it that way. I was very lucky. I had I was good at telling stories, and I used it to my advantage when I was young, and it saved my okole too. So, but scary. And I was very nervous when my friend told me, "Oh, you gotta go in front of the class in the hour and give a report of the books that we read." Oh my God! I said, "Oh, what am I gonna do?" So I just winged it the whole way, and plus, so thank God, thanks God for saving my okole that time. But anyway, that's my thought stories. That's my uh, story on how I survived by not doing my homework, and I was very very lucky. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you guys got any stories like that, I'd love to hear it. I really would. Any kind of like stories that are similar to what I just told you, um, because I'm sure I'm not the only one and that did that, and there probably a lot of you out there probably did that also. Anyway, share it with us in the comments below, and thank you for mahalo for watching, and ahoy ho.